Brought to you by Kellogg's.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1, 2, 3, and 4 seasons of the Shakespeare's competition, welcome to season 5 of the Shakespeare's competition. For we here at the Shakespeare's were concerned about the total development and all-round learning of students as we ask them questions in mathematics, English language, science, social studies, general knowledge, and anything relevant. My name is Noble Crosby, and welcome aboard to season 5 of the competition. Today, the competing schools. To my left, Apo EPJHS, and to my right is Bambiland Montessori. We will go to the contestants for some quick introductions, as well as the expectations ahead of the competition. We'll start with the school. To my right, Bambiland Montessori.
My name is Pierre Kuban, and we'll be expecting to win this quiz by God's grace.
Right, good to know.
My name is Paolo Kuban, and I know for sure that we will win this quiz.
Some certainty there. He knows for sure, so they're winning the competition.
My name is Foley Bennett, and we're expecting nothing but the best.
We're expecting nothing but the best. Lastly,
I'm Achia for Elon Mami, and we are expecting the best.
Ashabo is also expecting the best of the competition. Let's go to Apo EPJHS for their introduction too.
My name is Ayadu Vincent, and you are going to win this quiz.
My name is Maxwell Amuzu, and I'm sure you are going to win this contest.
My name is Matthew Beatrice. By the grace of God, we will conquer the battle.
My name is Gosu Senyo Kevin. By the grace of God, we are going to win.
They all want to win, but I'm sure we know that there's only going to be one winner. We're seeing some concurrence by the grace of God, the saying. We quickly go into the competition. We start with round 1 and go through the rules and regulations governing round 1 of the Shakespeare Season 5 edition. So in this round, the schools have 2 minutes to answer 8 questions on social literacy. Correct answer attracts 10 points. Good news is there are no deductions in round 1. Therefore, the school has the opportunity to amass as many points as they can in round 1.
Round 1 of the Sharks Quiz is brought to you by Kellogg's.
Quickly start the round with Bambiland Montessori. We'll quickly ask you the questions governing round 1. If you're ready, let me know so we roll. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bambiland Montessori is ready. Let's give them a round of applause as we begin the competition. The timer starts after I have read the first question. Remember, you have 2 minutes to answer 8 questions. If you cannot answer, you pass. And if by the end of the 2 minutes, before the end of the 2 minutes, we have time, we'll ask you the questions again for your responses. Is that okay? Bambiland Montessori, your first question. Who became the first foreign minister of Ghana? A. Kwame Nkrumah, B. Akweje, C. Gordon Ginsberg, D. DKA Buzia.
Pass.
Pass. Who became the first player to capture the Black Star in the African Cup of Nations? A. Stephen Appiah, B. Agrifin, C. Abedi Pele, D. is Asamoah Gyan.
Abed Billy.
Wrong. Number 3. When was the first population census conducted in the Gold Coast, now Ghana? A. 2010, B. 1960, C. 1890, D. 1956.
2010.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. Number 4. Who was the first king of ancient Egypt? A. Khufu, B. Nama Mene, C. Cheops, D. is Gamal Abdul Nasser.
Pass.
Pass. 5. Which of these people never conquered ancient Egypt? A. is Hyksos, B. English, C. Nabkans, D. Libyans.
Pass.
Pass. 6. Between which of these 2 countries is the Dead Sea located? A. Jordan and Israel, B. Jordan and Sudan, C. Turkey and the UAE, D. UAE and Egypt.
Jordan and Israel.
Jordan and Israel is correct. Number 7. In which ocean can we find the Bermuda Triangle?
Pass.
A is Atlantic Ocean, B. Indian Ocean, C. the Pacific Ocean, D. the Arctic Ocean.
Pass.
Pass. Which country is referred to as the playground of Europe? A. Australia, B. Switzerland, C. Holland, D. Italy.
Pass.
Pass. We're going back to the questions. Who became the first player to captain the Black Star in the Africa Cup of Nations? Stephen Appiah, Agrifin, Abedi Pele, Asamoah Gyan.
Stephen Appiah.
That's wrong. Who was the first king of ancient Egypt? A. Khufu, B. Nama, C. Cheops, D. Gamal Abdul Nasser. Unfortunately, Bambilan Montezori, your time is up. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to the contestants. Let's go to Apo EPJHS. Apo EPJHS, the same rules apply to you. I'm sure you understand the rules of engagement of the competition in round one. If you're ready, please let me know so we kickstart.
Yeah, ready.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Apo EPJHS, in your first question, the timer begins after I've read the question. Your first question, at what age did Dr. Kwame Nkrumah become the first president of Ghana? A is 51 years old, B 60, C 83 years old, D 47 years old.
47 years old.
You're wrong. Number two, which British governor signed the bond of 1844? A. Gordon Gudgersberg, B. Commander Hill, C. Alan Barnes, D. General Grissy.
Commander Hill.
That's right. Number three, how many chiefs originally signed the bond of 1844? A is 16, B 21, C 11, D is 14.
16.
16, you're wrong. Number four, which is the first kingdom in the ancient world to establish a centralized monarchical government system? A is ancient Egypt, B ancient Ethiopia, C ancient Ghana, D ancient Sudan.
Pass.
Pass. In ancient Egypt, who was vizier? A is the prime minister, B governor, C the king, D the Nile.
The king.
The king, you're wrong. Number six, which of these is the smallest ocean in the world? A, the Arctic Ocean, B, Indian Ocean, C, Pacific Ocean, D, the Atlantic Ocean.
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean, you're wrong. Number seven, when was the Statue of Liberty presented to the USA? A, 1886, B, 1896, C, 1844, D, 1914.
1914.
1914, you are wrong. Unfortunately, your last question in this round. Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the USA? A is France, B is Canada, C is Brazil, D is England.
Brazil.
Brazil, you are wrong, unfortunately. We'll quickly go to the questions that you pass. At what age did Dr. Kwame Nkrumah become the first president of Ghana? A, 51 years, B, 60, C, 83, and D, 47.
51 years.
51 years, that is right. I was asking the question when the bell rang, so I'm sure that passes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of round one. A round of applause to our contestants. At the end of round one, Apo EPJHS School had 20 points. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them. Bambiland accrued 10 points at the end of the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, who can do better? You can do better. You can do better. Welcome to round two of season 5 of the Sharks Quiz competition, the first episode. In round two, these are the rules and regulations governing the round. Questions will bother on writing, reading, and arithmetic. Each school is posed a question for a maximum of 10 points. A wrong answer attracts a penalty of 5 points. If a school gets an answer wrong and decides not to attempt the question, it will be passed on immediately as a bonus to the competing school for a maximum of 5 points for a correct answer, or 5 points deduction for a wrong answer. So you need to be very tactical about this round. Are you ready, contestants?
Yes.
We'll start with the school to my left, Apo EPJHS. Your first question in round two. Please select the antonym of the word highlighted in the sentence that I will read to you. The first sentence: since Kate refuses to answer my questions, I can only speculate to what her true motives are. The underlined word is speculate. Find the antonym. A, guess, B, conjecture, C, theorize, D, dismiss.
Dismiss.
Dismiss, you're right. The next question to Bambiland Montessori. It is essential to get a job if you want to be able to buy a car. Essential has been highlighted. The antonym: A, necessary; B, unimportant; C, needed; D, important.
Unimportant.
Unimportant is correct. To Apo EPJHS, his primary incentive for joining the cooking class was to meet girls. Incentive has been highlighted. The opposite. The antonym is A, deterrent; B, reason; C, stimulus; D, inspiration.
Inspiration.
Inspiration, unfortunately, is wrong. Bonus to Bambiland Montessori.
Pass.
Pass, right. The answer to that question is deterrent. To question 4 in round 2, to Bambiland Montessori, there was little to no evidence that Abena committed the crime. Evidence has been highlighted. The antonym: A, data; B, proof; C, disprove; D, product.
Disprove.
Disprove is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Now you choose the odd one out in these words, beginning with our poor EPJHs. Momentum, tardiness, energy, power. Pass. Does that go as a bonus to Bambiland Montessori?
Pass. Pass.
Right. The answer to the question is tardiness. Number 6. Choose the odd one out. A, corrupt; B, moral; C, ethical; D, proper. Bambiland Montessori.
Corrupt.
Corrupt, that's right. To Apo EPJHS, A, native; B, endemic; C, exotic; D, innate.
Insulted.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. To Bambiland Montessori, A, exception; B, measures; C, averages; D, norms.
Exception.
Exception is right. Upon EPJHS, please answer this question. 70% of a number is 162. What is 175% of that number? To Bambiland Montessori as a bonus. Pass. The correct answer is 405. The next question to Bambiland Montessori: what is the sum of all positive integers less than 24 that are divisible by either 2 or 3 but not both? I read the question again. What is the sum of all positive integers less than 24 that are divisible by either 2 or 3 but not both? A bonus to Apo EPJHS.
Pass.
Pass. The answer to that question is 144. The next question to Apo EPJHS. Find the product of the GCD and the LCM of 35 and 25. A bonus to Bambiland Montessori.
Pass.
The correct answer to that question is 875. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to motivate the contestants. The next question goes to Bambiland Montessori. We ask you this question. 3 distinct positive integers have a sum of 33. What is the maximum possible product of those numbers? 3 distinct positive integers have a sum of 33. What is the maximum possible product of those numbers?
Pass.
A bonus to Apo EPJHS.
Pass.
Pass.
The answer to that question is 1,320. 1320. Next question to Apo EPJHs. If the volume of a sphere is numerically equal to 4 times the surface area of the sphere, What is the radius of the sphere? If the volume of a sphere is numerically equal to 4 times the surface of the sphere, what is the radius of the sphere? A bonus to Bambiland Montessori.
Pass.
The correct answer to the question is 12. Next question to Bambiland Montessori. 3 fair 6-sided dice are rolled. What is the probability that the product of the 3 rolls is odd? Express your answer as a common fraction. 3 fair 6-sided dice are rolled. What is the probability that the product of the 3 rolls is odd? Express your answer as a common fraction.
1/3.
1/3, unfortunately, is wrong. A bonus to Apo EPJHS.
Pass.
Pass. The correct answer to that question is 1/8. 1/8. Apo EPJHS, your main question. The dot product of A, B, and CD is defined as AC plus BD. The dot product of 5A, 6B, and 6C, 5D is how many times the dot product of 2A, 3B, and 3C, 2D? A bonus to Bambiland Montessori.
Pass.
The correct answer to that question is 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the last question in round 2 to Bambiland Montessori as your main question. How many 9-digit palindromes are there? How many 9-digit palindromes are there?
Pass.
A bonus to Apo EPJHS.
Pass.
The correct answer to that question is 90,000, and that's it. At the end of round 2. That was for the end of round 2. Now a new round of applause to our contestants for coming this far. I'm sure the other computer schools who may not be participating in today's edition have a fair idea of how things are going. You need to really prepare for the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round 2, here are the scores. Apo EPJHS accrued 15 points. A round of applause. And Bambiland Montessori had 35 points. There are still some more rounds to go for Bambiland Montessori to, consolidate your lead, and for Apo EPJHS to catch up. It is not too late.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Whenever Princess starts, the neighbors do complain that her voice and the beats are too loud. Who is scared of the voices of tomorrow's superstars?
You special in your way.
It's me, like no other.
No one else can do it like you.
You know me.
Must be a neighbor.
You special in your way.
It's me, like no other.
No one else can do it like you.
It's me, like no other.
Here's to all amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids.
Indomie instant noodles. tastes great. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
We are making a mark in Africa, building leaders and entrepreneurs who would push boundaries to rewrite the African story. Through ethical leadership, innovation, this is Africa. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Academic City. The first 250 new students who register with Academic City this year enjoy up to 50% discount on tuition fee. Visit www.act.edu.gh/admissions to apply now. You are the future. Choose ACT. Make your mark.
So Bamilan Montessori has made a quick substitution. Let's find out who is replacing Berners. A quick introduction, please.
Please, my name is Oswald Bado.
Oswald Bado, and what are your expectations for the competition?
I expect only the best.
He expects only the best. A round of applause for Oswald Bado as he joins Bamilan Montessori. Let's find out the rules of engagement in round 3. In round 3, we call it the STEM round, where questions are posed to both schools. The schools can buzz at any time while the question is being read for a maximum of 10 points for correct answers and a deduction or 5 points for a wrong answer. Questions will be read fully and immediately passed to another school for a chance at a bonus worth 10 points for a right answer and also a deduction of 5 points for a wrong answer. Again, the schools need to be very tactical about this. In as much as they're being tactical, they must endeavor to accrue as many points as they can. We'll start round 3. So you buzz to indicate your preparedness to respond. Let's test your buzzers with our poor EPGHs. Let's find out how your buzzer sounds. That's right, that's the buzzer for our poor EPGHs and Bamilan Montessori. Ladies and gentlemen, the contestants are poised for round 3. A round of applause for them. Round 3 begins. An ectopic pregnancy literally means A, pregnancy that follows artificial insemination. B, pregnancy in which the embryo or fetus develops in an abdominal place, such as either of the fallopian tubes. C, pregnancy that leads to identical twins. Bamilan Montessori.
B.
That is right. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Preamble. These structures can be visualized using a karyotype. For 10 points each, name these structures made of DNA and proteins, of which human cells have 46 of them. Bamilan.
Chromosomes.
Chromosome, that is right. This term refers to the 22 pairs of chromosomes that are not sex chromosomes. The correct answer to that question is autosomes. Autosomes, ladies and gentlemen. And they're being tactical about it. They don't want to be deducted any more points. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the contestants. The next question. Patau syndrome and Down syndrome are caused by this genetic condition in which an individual has 3 copies of a particular chromosome. The correct answer to that question is trisom. The next question. Listen to the question carefully. An electrolyte dissociates into three chemical species in a solution, which can be collected at the anode and cathode. Carbonate is a polyatomic example of these particles. Plasma consists of three particles. At high temperatures, electrons are removed or added to a neutral atom or molecule to create, for 10 points, what kind of charged particle? The correct answer to that question is ions. Ions. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Ions. Ions. The next question. Contestants, are you ready? The next question. Prisons are examples of these molecules that have been misfolded into the wrong 3D shape. Actin and myosin are muscle-based examples of these molecules, which are formed from long chains of amino acids. In nutrition, these molecules provide 4 calories per gram, the same as carbohydrates and less than fats. For 10 points, name this type of molecule provided in foods like nuts, dairy, and meat. Bambilan Montessori.
Proteins.
Proteins, correct. The answer is proteins. This element's 4 valence electrons allow it to form 4 bonds with other elements. These elements' allotropes include diamond, graphite, and stable nanotubes. An isotope of this element with an atomic mass of 14 is used in archaeology for radiometric dating. For 10 points, name this element, the focus of organic chemistry, with atomic number 6 and atomic symbol C. Bambilan Montessori.
Carbon.
Carbon is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, for 10 points, name this generally unreactive group of elements, including xenon, neon, and helium. Bambiland.
Noble gases.
Noble gases is correct. Name these devices that focus light through refraction and are often contrasted with mirrors. Name these devices that focus light through refraction and are often contrasted with mirrors. And we've all been bailed out. The correct answer to this question, lenses. Lenses. Devices that focus light through refraction and are often contrasted with mirrors. The answer is lenses. The last question in round 3, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Rocket scientists calculate the force needed for this quantity to rise high enough to escape a planet's gravitational pull. Objects in free fall accelerate until they reach the terminal type of this quantity. This quantity can change with either a change in direction or with acceleration or deceleration. Because it is a vector quantity, not a scalar. For 10 points, name this physical quantity that describes the speed in direction. Bambilan, the answer is?
Velocity.
Velocity is right, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of round 3, here are the scores. Abo EPJHS, unfortunately, had 0 points. Bambilan Montessori, ladies and gentlemen, got 60 points at the end of round 3.
The Sharks Quiz Round 4 is brought to you by Indomie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last and final round of the Sharks competition season 5, the first edition. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Round 4, we call it the one-on-one round. We're asking you questions in math, science, English, general knowledge in the one-on-one round. Students are paired on 4 areas, 2 questions asked per subject for a maximum of 10 points for a right answer, but there are no deductions in round 4. We'll quickly call out competing schools and the students who are representing the various schools. We start with Abo EPJHS, the student representing or standing for the English session of the competition of round 4. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please. And for Bambiland Montessori, we'll call on their competitor for the English session, Achiavo, joining us on stage. In the meantime, let's make this clarification. In round 1, a question was asked to Abo EPJHS, and the first answer the school gave was incorrect, meaning it was wrong. But during, we came back to ask that same question when their time had not elapsed. They got the second answer correct, but the first wrong answer stands. We're being very charitable here and very fair here, I'm sure. That settles the dispute we are observing. The first answer, which was wrong, stands, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly, round 2, round 4, as we've been joined by Beatrice for Abo EPJHS and Achiavo for Bambiland Montessori. Contestants, these are your questions in the English session. Choose the odd one out. A, reduction, B, exhaustion, C, augmentation, and D, depletion. Abo EPJHS?
C.
C, augmentation, that is right. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The next question is this. Spell this word, xanthoses. For Bambiland Montessori.
Xanthoses. ZANDOSIS.
Unfortunately, that is wrong. Let's go to Abo EPJHS for a bonus. Spell the word xanthoses.
Xanthosis. ZANTHOSIS.
Unfortunately, that is also wrong. The right spelling is XANTHOSIS. That's it for the English segment of round 4. A round of applause to our contestants. Contestants, thank you. The contestants competing in the mathematics segment for round 4 have joined us on stage. We have for Abo EPJHS, Vincent Ahiadu representing his school, and Ekuban also representing Bambiland Montessori. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the two gentlemen as they battle it out on mathematics. Contestants, I'm asking you 2 questions. You buzz to indicate your preparedness to answer. Your first question, contestants. Adair, Blair, and Claire each took an algebra test. The average of Adair's and Blair's score was 78. The average of Blair's and Claire's score was 86. Given that Blair's score was 76, what was the average of Adair's and Claire's scores? Bambiland Montessori.
Adair's average was 81 and Claire's average was 74.
Could you say that again?
81 and 74.
Unfortunately, that is wrong. A bonus to Abo EPJHS.
75 and 95.
Sorry, that answer is also wrong. The correct answer for the question is 88. 88. The average of Adair's and Claire's score is 88. Next question in mathematics. 15 students ordered lunch. All of the students ordered either a hot dog combo for $3.95 or a hamburger combo for $4.95. Additionally, 7 students had water with their lunch at no cost, while the rest ordered sodas at a cost of $1.05 per soda. The total cost of lunch for the 15 students was $76.65. Question is, how many students ordered a hot dog combo? Bambiland Montessori.
7 students.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. Abo EP?
8 students.
And you're wrong too, unfortunately. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is 6. 6 students ordered the hot dog combo. Clap, please, put your hands together, please. Contestants, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Let's call on the representatives for the science segment of the competition. We've been joined by Maxwell from Abo EPJHS and Oswald from Bambiland Montessori to represent their schools for the science segment of the competition. I'm sure they are the future Albert Einsteins. Am I wrong? Please put your hands together for the contestants who have joined us on stage. Contestants in the science segment, please listen carefully to the questions and buzz to indicate your preparedness to answer the question. Question 1, which of the following correctly shows the energy conversion when an archer pulls a string of a bow from equilibrium and releases the arrow on a target? A, elastic potential energy to kinetic energy to chemical potential energy to kinetic energy to sound energy. B, chemical potential energy to elastic potential energy to kinetic energy to sound energy. C, chemical potential energy to kinetic energy, then elastic potential energy, then to kinetic energy, then a sound energy. Then D, kinetic energy to elastic potential energy, then kinetic energy to sound energy and chemical potential energy. Abo EP?
A.
A, unfortunately, is wrong. Bambiland, the bonus.
B.
The correct answer is?
B.
Unfortunately, you're wrong too. The correct answer to the question, ladies and gentlemen, is C. Chemical potential energy to kinetic energy to elastic potential energy to kinetic energy and sound energy. I'm sure your science teachers will explain more. Your next question, contestants. What is an important criterion for cross-pollination between two flowers to be successful? A, the flowers must be from the same plant. B, the flowers must be from plants of the same species. C, the flowers must be of the same size. D, the flowers must be from 2 different plants from 2 different species. About EP?
D.
Say again?
D.
D. Did you say D?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. Bambiland. Bambiland, did you buzz? No, you did not. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is B. The flowers must be from plants of the same species. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Contestants, thank you. You may please go backstage as we invite the representatives for general knowledge for the 2 competing schools. Welcome to the general knowledge segment of the last round of the Sharks Quiz Competition Season 5. We've been joined by contestants from the competing schools. We have Kelvin Gosu from Abo EPJHS and Bambiland Montessori represented by Piero. Let's quickly go to the questions for general knowledge and contestants. First question for the 2 schools. Identify this politician, the current minister for fisheries. For Bambiland, the correct answer is?
Mavis Hawakumsin.
Mavis Hawakumsin, ladies and gentlemen, is correct. The next question. Watch this clip and identify the sport, now a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Frank Mir in the first round, shocking the world and honoring his dying father. Number 3, Holly Holm knocks out widely favored Ronda Rousey in front of the largest crowd in UFC history. Number 2, Nate Diaz accepts a main event fight with 10 days notice and shuts down the notorious Conor McGregor.
Bambiland.
Number 1. Matt Serra
Wrestling.
knocks out champion George St.
Wrestling, unfortunately, is not the right answer. To Abo EP.
The fighting spirit that never backs.
Romaris.
Say again. Sorry, that answer is wrong, and so was wrestling. The video you saw, the clip you saw, was UFC Sports. UFC Sports. Contestants, that does it for the end of round 4. Let's invite your other colleagues to join you on stage. Let's invite your other colleagues to join you on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the first episode of the Sharks Quiz Season 5. Put your hands together for the contestant. It has not been easy at all for them. For Bambiland Montessori School and for Abo EPJHS. We'll get the final scores at the end of the contest shortly. But let's go to our contestants. They had expectations before the competition began. Let's find out briefly whether the expectations were met or they were dashed. We'll start with Bambiland Montessori. How has it been? How has the journey been on the first episode?
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for them. They saw this as fun. That's right. You should see the fun in everything you do to motivate you to do more. For Abo EPJHS, how has the journey been? You had expectations.
Sir, please, it was tough, but this is what God gave us.
It was tough, but he says this is what God gave them. And I'm sure during your next appearances, you'll be tougher than the questions. You prepare well. So, of course, you can beat every other competing school in the competition. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Abo EPJHS. Abo EP, please do it better for them. Do it better for them. At the end of round 4 of the competition, Abo EPJHS got 10 points. Bambiland Montessori also got 10 points. A round of applause for the contestants. And here is the final results. At the end of the competition, Abo EPJHS, ladies and gentlemen, got 35 points. Bambiland Montessori, ladies and gentlemen, led the competition with 115 points. That's it for the end of the competition. As we found out the scores, Bambiland Montessori will be moving forward to the next stage of the competition. A round of applause to Bambiland Montessori School. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll allow the contestants to have a 30-second form of socialization right here. Just come, greet your friends from the competition just right here as a sign of goodwill and good sportsmanship. Let's do that here. Just give a fist bump. Just give a fist bump. Contestants, thank you. You may take your seats. You may take your seat from behind. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the first contest of the first episode of the Sharks Quiz Season 5 between Bambiland Montessori and Abo EPJHS. Bambiland Montessori led with 115 points. They are moving forward to the next stage of the competition. Unfortunately, Abo EPJHS will have to try again some other time. But of course, they did excellently well, both schools who competed in the first contest. We're going for a quick break. When we come back, we're having another fiercely contested round between KBK International and Great Faith Rockery. Promises to be exciting, to have a lot of education and a lot of entertainment. Don't go away. Stay with us.
When you wake up in the morning before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been voted and approved by the FDA.
Whenever Princess starts, the neighbors do complain that her voice and the beat are too loud. Who is scared of the voices of tomorrow's superstars?
You special in your way.
It's me, like no other.
No one can do it like you.
You know me, like no other. I can play the drum. I can sing. I can dance. I'm talented. I can draw. I can be myself. It's
That must be a neighbor.
You special in your way.
It's me, like no other.
No one can do it like you.
It's me, like no other.
Here's to all amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids.
Indomie instant noodles. Tastes great. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
We are making a mark in Africa, building leaders and entrepreneurs who would push boundaries to rewrite the African story. Through ethical leadership, innovation, this is Africa. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Academic City. The first 250 new students who register with Academic City this year enjoy up to 50% discount on tuition fee. Visit www.act.edu.gh/admissions to apply now. You are the future. Choose ACT. Make your mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Contest 2 of the Sharks Quiz Competition Season 5. My name is Noble Crosby Ann, and we're witnessing competition from KBK International School and Great Faith Rockery School in Contest 2 of the competition. A round of applause as we welcome the contestants onto the stage. Reminded that we're here to educate you in a very entertaining manner as we ask the contestants questions bothering math, science, English language, social studies, general knowledge, and, as I repeat, anything relevant to build them into holistic individuals. We're concerned about their total development. Let's quickly go through, let's go to the schools for some quick introductions. And again, the expectations for the competition will start with the school to my right.
My name is Collins Edu, and I'm expecting the best from God.
I am math poker Jeffibed. It's not that easy, but we push through.
It's not easy, but we will push through.
I'm Crusaders Monsafon, and I wish for the best.
Right, a round of applause.
Alpha Basewa Anna Maria, and I expect my best performance.
She expects her best performance. Contestants, I'll need you to speak very loud and into the microphones. Let's go to KBK International School. A quick introduction and expectations for the day.
My name is Alicia Frimpon. I mean, we've already won, so there's nothing more to expect.
Nice one.
My name is Bethany Nanefari Afe, and my expectations are that we win.
Nice.
My name is Faizan Adamu, and I expect us to win this competition.
My name is Kofi Ohene Osai II, and I strive to do my best.
Kofi Ohene Osai II will strive to do his best. The second is part of your name? Yes. Kofi Ohene Osai II. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our contestants. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our contestants on stage with us. We'll quickly walk you through the rules of engagement, the rules and regulations in round 1, the right corner round. The schools have 2 minutes to answer 8 questions on social literacy. Correct answer attracts 10 points. A wrong answer does not attract a deduction. However, in some other subsequent rounds, a wrong answer could attract a deduction. The schools are encouraged to put up their best performance and get as many marks as they can from round 1. Contestants, if you are ready, I'm ready. Let's roll with Great Faith Rockery. We'll start with you with 8 questions in 2 minutes. You have the ability to pass the question if you do not have an immediate answer. If we still have time within the 2 minutes to go back to the question and receive an answer, does that make sense? Are you ready?
Ready. Yes, we are
nice.
ready.
Let's start with round 1. Where in Ghana can we find the first police post station? A. Kulungugu, B. Ada, C. Winneba, D. Pram Pram.
Pass.
Pass. Number 2. On what date was the bond of 1844? A is May 9th, B is 11th July, C 24th October, D is 6th March.
Pass.
Pass. Number 3. Who was the first Gold Coast lawyer? A is Joe Agre, B is Herbert Macaulay, C is John Mensah Saba, D is J.W. Say.
C.
C is correct. 4. Which country is on the southern border of Egypt? A is Libya, B is the Red Sea, C Gaza, D is Sudan.
Pass.
Pass. Your 5th question. Who is the current president of Egypt? Gamal Abdel Nasser, B Mustafa Madbouli, C is Hanafi Ali Giba, D is Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.
C.
C, unfortunately, is wrong. Your 6th question. Which country is known as the land of the rising sun? A. Japan, B. Fiji, C. New Zealand, D. China.
Japan.
Japan is right. 7. Which continent is has the highest number of countries? A is Asia, B Africa, C Europe, D North America.
Africa.
Africa is right. Your 8th question. In which country can we find white elephants? A. India, B. Thailand, C. Malaysia. And that is right, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Let's go to the questions that you passed. Question 1. Where in Ghana can we find the first police station? Kulungugu, Ada, Winneba, Pram Pram. A, unfortunately, is wrong. On what date was the bond of 1844? May 9th, 11th July, 24th October, 6th March. 6th March, that is right. And that's it for your questions in the first round. Let's go on to KBK International for your 8 rounds of questions. The same rules of engagement apply to you. Be able to pass the question if you do not have an answer. If we have time within the 2 minutes, we'll come back for the answer. Does that make sense? Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Your first question, and the timer begins after I've read the first question. Which of the chief was not among the signatories of the bond of 1844? A. Kwadwo Tibisi of Denchira. B is Osei Tutu the first of Asante. C. Kwesi Owusu of Abra. D is Tibu Kuma of Asen.
Osei Tutu the first.
Osei Tutu the first is correct. In which town was the bond of 1844 signed? Adanse, Formina, Elimina, Accra, Cape Coast.
Pass.
Pass. Where did the Mole Dagbani people first settle? In Ghana. A is Yendi, B is Zamfara, C Tamale, D is Gambaga.
Gambaga.
Gambaga, that is right. Under which Egyptian monarch did ancient Egypt become a Roman province? A is Nama, B is Moses, C is Cleopatra, D is Joseph.
Nama.
Nama, unfortunately, is wrong. What is the name of the first form of writing invented by ancient Egyptian? A is hieratic, B is cuneiform, C hieroglyphics, D is demotics.
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics is right. Which country is also known as the land of the Thousand Lakes? Iceland as A, B is Finland, C, Norway, D is Switzerland.
Pass.
Pass. Your 7th question, which plateau is known as the roof of the world? A is Himalaya, B is Andes, C is Pamir, and D is Karakoram.
Himalaya.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. The 8th question, in which country can we find the world's largest straight road without any curves or corners? A, USA, B, Australia, C, Saudi Arabia, and D, China.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, ladies and gentlemen, is correct. You passed question 2. Let's quickly take you through that. In which town was the bond of 1844 signed? A is Adanse Formina, B is Elimina, C is Accra, D is Cape Coast.
Cape Coast.
Cape Coast, unfortunately, is wrong. The answer to that question is Adanse Formula. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to our contestants. And that does it for the first round of the competition, the right corner round. The contestants, I must say, have done very well, and they have they took cues from the first contest, and have come fully prepared this time around to win. You heard from KBK saying that they have already won. Let's see how that goes. At the end of round 1 in contest 2, here are the scores. KBK International School accrued 40 points. Great Faith International School with 50 points. Great Faith Rocking with 50 points. 50 points. Contestant, how does that feel? How are you feeling at the end of round 1?
We feel very great.
They feel very good. Let's go to round 2 quickly. We call it the R-cubed round. Here are the rules of engagement in round 2. The questions border on writing, reading, and arithmetic is cool. It's pose a question for a maximum of 10 points. A wrong answer attracts a penalty of 5 points. If the school gets an answer wrong and decides to attempt a question, it will be passed on immediately as a bonus to the competing school for a maximum of 5 points for a correct answer, or a deduction of 5 points for a wrong answer. We'll start with KBK. Let's make some substitutions for KBK International School. KBK International School, a round of applause, please, as they do their first substitution. They're bringing on fresh legs for the competition. The replacement, please mention your name quickly and let's move on.
I'm Richmond Apum.
Richmond, and which level are you in?
Grade 9.
Grade 9. Richmond is replacing, is substituting somebody in KBK. KBK, if you're ready, let's go to round 2. And I'm sure you heard the rules of engagement in round 2.
Yes.
Let's begin the questions. Please select the antonym of the word highlighted in the sentences that I will read to you. Question 1. She was so artistic that even her fruit bowl was arranged in a beautiful manner. The highlighted word is artistic. A is unimaginative, B aesthetic, C creative, D collective.
Unimaginative.
Unimaginative is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Question 2 for KBK International School. I hope we can agree on a good time for us to meet. The highlighted word is agree. Your options: A, differ, B, resolve, C, concur, D, settle.
Differ.
Differ, that is right. The second round of questions goes to Great Faith Rockery. Despite many challenges, Akowa graduated with honors. Despite has been highlighted. Your options: A, although, B, in the face of, C, because of, D, notwithstanding.
Notwithstanding.
Unfortunately, that is wrong. A bonus to
Pass.
pass. The correct answer for that question is because of. Because of. The next question to Great Faith Rockery. If you abandon a house for several years, eventually it will begin to deteriorate. Deteriorate has been highlighted. Your options: A, decay, B, disintegrate, C, worsen, D, improve.
Improve.
Improve, ladies and gentlemen, is right. A round of applause for the contestants. KBK International School. Choose the odd one out. Diminutive, colossal, capacious, gigantic.
Communitive.
Diminutive, ladies and gentlemen, is right. To Great Faith Rockery, choose the odd one out. Rise, grow, remote, emerge.
Remote.
Remote, ladies and gentlemen, is right. To KBK International, choose the odd one out. Perfectly, flawed, excellently, superbly.
Flawed.
Flawed is right. To Great Faith Rockery, surmount, vanquish, subjugate, capitulate.
Capitulate.
Capitulate, ladies and gentlemen, is right. Round of applause to the contestants. To KBK International School, how many positive two-digit integers have digits that differ by less than 3 or more than 8? A bonus to Great Faith Rockery.
Pass.
The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, to that question is 42. 42, 4-2. Your main question now, Great Faith Rockery. How many positive multiples of 19 are less than 20,000? A bonus to KBK. Pass. The answer to that question is 1,052. That is the number of positive multiples of 9 that are less than 2,000. To KBK, your major question, what is the degree measure of an obtuse angle formed by the minute and hour hand of a clock at 4:50? Unfortunately, you've been bailed out. A bonus to Great Faith Rockery. Unfortunately, you've also been bailed out. The answer is 155 degrees. Your major question, Great Faith Rockery. This is your question. Given that the surface area of a cube is 882, what is the length of an interior diagonal of the cube? A bonus to KBK International School.
Pass.
The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is 21. 21, 2-1. Your major question, KBK International School. A rectangular prism has side lengths of 24, 9, and 32. Find the greatest distance between any two verticals of the prism. Unfortunately, KBK, you've been bailed out. Great Faith Rockery, do you have an answer to that question?
Pass.
The answer is 41. If a rectangular prism has side lengths of 24, 9, and 32, the greatest distance between any two of the vertices of the prism is 41. Your major question, Great Faith Rockery. A sphere. A sphere's diameter is numerically equal to 24 divided by its volume. What is the surface area of the sphere? Express your answer in simplest radical form in terms of pi. You've been bailed out, unfortunately. A bonus to KBK. Contestants, the answer is 12 root pi. 12 root pi. 12 root pi. Two more questions to end round 2. Your major question, KBK. A palindrome is a sequence that reads the same backwards as forwards. How many 4-digit palindromes end with 4 or a 9?
Pass.
A bonus to Great Faith Rockery.
Pass.
The answer, ladies and gentlemen and contestants, the answer is 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. Your major question, Great Faith Rockery. What is the value of 685 squared? Unfortunately, that answer is wrong. A bonus to KBK. Contestants, unfortunately, you've been bailed out. The answer to that question, ladies and gentlemen, is 4692225. And that's it for the end of round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to our contestants. Contestants, I might say you've really done well for round 1 and round 2. You should be proud of yourselves. Put your hands together for yourselves once again. Let's now find out the marks for the competing schools at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, ladies and gentlemen, Great Faith Rockery has 20 points and KBK International School got 40 points at the end of round 2. There's a substitution for Great Faith Rockery.
When you wake up in the morning before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been voted and approved by the FDA.
Whenever Princess starts, the neighbors do complain that her voice and the beat are too loud. Who is scared of the voices of tomorrow's superstars?
You special in your way.
It's me, like no other.
No one else can do it like you.
It's me, I can drum, I can sing, I can dance, I'm talented, I can draw, I can be myself.
That must be a neighbor.
You special in your way.
It's me, like no other.
No one else can do it like you.
It's me, like no other.
Here's to all amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids.
Indomie instant noodles. Tastes great. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
New contestant, please introduce yourself and tell us your grade.
My name is Agamoga Anita, and yeah, we are going to push through to get the better results.
They're going to push through to get the better results. Fresh legs there, right? Please, a round of applause to the contestants again. In round 3 of the competition, the STEM round, questions are posed to both schools. The schools can buzz at any time while the question is being read for a maximum 10 points for a correct answer and a deduction of 5 points for a wrong answer. Questions will be read fully and immediately passed on to the other school for a chance at a bonus worth 10 points for a right answer and a deduction of 5 points for a wrong answer. Contestants, do you understand the rules of engagement in round 3? Yes. Are we ready to go in round 3, contestants? If you are ready, I am ready. And this is a preamble. The legendary first proof of his effect involved a brass band on a train. For 10 points each, contestants, name this effect in which the pitch of a sound drops as the source of the sound passes and moves away from the observer. Contestants, you've all been bailed out. The answer is the Doppler effect. The Doppler effect. You're able to buzz to indicate your preparedness to answer a question. Next question. In the Doppler effect, a wave source moving towards you causes the waves to take less time to reach you, causing this property of the waves to increase. This quantity is inversely related to the wavelength because a longer wavelength requires fewer repetitions of the wave per unit time. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is frequency. 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 The next question for the two competing schools. The Doppler effect also applies to light waves given off by distant stars. A shift named for this color notes that because the universe is expanding and stars are accelerating away from the Earth, the wavelength of the light is increased. Contestants, the answer is red. 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 Next question. Name this local galaxy that contains the solar system. To great Faith Rockery.
Milky Way galaxy.
Milky Way, ladies and gentlemen, is correct. Please listen to this preamble carefully. Answer the following about two body collisions for 10 points each. In a two-body collision, the property must be conserved. It is also equal to mass times velocity. Unfortunately, contestants, you've been bailed out. For KBK, I had the answer. Somebody mentioned linear. What was holding you back? The answer is linear momentum, ladies and gentlemen, linear momentum. A round of applause to our contestants. Next question. This property is defined as the change in momentum in a given time interval. Like momentum, it is equal to the integral of force with respect to time. You've been bailed out, contestant. The answer is impulse. 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 Next question. This type of two-body collision conserves not only linear momentum, but kinetic energy as well, since the mass of each body does not change and the velocity merely changes direction. This type of two-body collision conserves not only linear momentum, but kinetic energy as well, since the mass of each body does not change and the velocity merely changes direction. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is elastic. Elastic. Did you know? Identify this hormone and neurotransmitter responsible for the fight or flight response. Contestants, if you know the answer, buzz and say it. The answer is adrenaline. I heard you talk about it. Last two questions. For 10 points, give the term for this quantity, the negative base 10 logarithm of a solution's concentration of hydronium ions. Great Faith Rockery.
Binary compound.
Did you say that again?
Binary compound.
Unfortunately, you are wrong. You want to pass? The answer to the question, ladies and gentlemen, is pH. I'm sure you knew that too, didn't you? Your last question. Name this region of compressed nickel and iron located below the Gutenberg discontinuity with a mantle at the center of the Earth. Great Faith Rockery?
The core.
The core. Ladies and gentlemen, the core is correct. The F score. The core is correct. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, for the end of round 3 of the second contest of the Sharks Quiz competition, season 5. At the end of round 3, KBK International School unfortunately got 0 points. Great Faith Rockery had 15 points. Please let's encourage the contestants.
The Sharks Quiz round 4 is brought to you by Indomie.
And that brings us to round 4 of the second contest of the Sharks Quiz. Let's leave contestants representing the schools in English. In English, we have, your name is?
Faizan Adam.
Faizan, and yours?
Anita.
We have Anita for Great Faith Rockery and Faizan for KBK International School. These are your questions, contestants. Buzz and answer them. Which of the options best describes the idiom to ride hell for leather? A, to ride with furious speed. B, to adopt false means to succeed. C, to work hard for a small accomplishment. D, to earn money by all means. KBK? C, unfortunately, is wrong. B, unfortunately, is wrong too. The answer is to ride with furious speed. Please speak into your microphone. Next question in English. Which of the options complete the proverb as it relates to conduct? And this is the proverb. Please listen carefully. Complete the proverb as it relates to conduct. Don't cut off your nose to spite. Contestants, you've been bailed out. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Please, a round of applause to the English contestants for the various skills. Let's bring on the mathematics contestants quickly. Let's bring on the mathematics contestants. Contestants, welcome. You have 60 seconds to solve this. Remember to speak into your microphone as audibly as you can. Listen to this carefully. Chris purchased 375 shares of stock in a startup company at a price of $16 per share. In the first year Chris owned the stock, the value of the stock increased by 7%. In the second year Chris owned the stock, the value of the stock increased by 8%. In the third year Chris owned the stock, the value of the stock decreased by 11%. What was the total value of Chris stock in startup company after 3 years? Express your answer to the nearest whole number of dollars. You've been bailed out, contestant. The answer is 6171. 6171. Next question. A shallow reflecting pond has length of 80 meters and a width of 75 meters. And the pond is filled with water to a depth of 28 centimeters. The pond is drained for cleaning and then refilled to the same depth by a hose that can add 48 cubic meters of water to the pond per hour. How many minutes does the hose refill the pond? Contestant, unfortunately, you've been bailed out. The correct answer to this question is 2100. 2100. 2,100 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our contestants. Let's bring on board the science contestants. Science contestants for KBK and Great Faith Rockery. Contestants, you're welcome. Please speak into the microphone as audibly as you can and listen to the questions carefully. There are two main types of friction. Static friction occurs when two surfaces which are in contact are not moving relative to each other. Kinetic friction occurs between two surfaces which are in contact with each other and are in motion. Which type of friction exists between the sole of a shoe and the ground when we walk? A, static friction only. B, kinetic friction only. C, both static and kinetic friction. D, none of them. To Great Faith Rockery.
Kinetic friction.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. KBK bonus.
Both.
Unfortunately, you're wrong as well. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is static friction only. To the last question in the science round, please listen carefully. Mature females will go through a monthly menstrual cycle during the ovulation period of the menstrual cycle. A mature egg is released by one of the ovaries. If this mature egg meets and fuses with a sperm, an embryo or fertilized egg is formed. The embryo will move towards the uterus and sinks into the lining of the uterus. This is called implantation. This will continue to develop into a baby in the uterus during the menstruation. If the egg cell is not fertilized, it does not sink into the thick uterus and is shed. This is called menstruation. After menstruation, the lining in the uterus starts to thicken again until the menstruation period. KBK.
Ovulation.
Your answer is?
Ovulation.
Unfortunately, that answer is wrong. I'll read the remaining preamble. So, the embryo will move towards the uterus and sinks into the lining of the uterus. This is called implantation. This will continue to develop into a baby in the uterus during menstruation. If the egg cell is not fertilized, it does not sink into the thick uterus lining and is shed. This is called menstruation. After menstruation, the lining in the uterus starts to thicken again until the next menstruation period. Based on the information above, why does the lining in the uterus start to thicken after menstruation? A, the lining in the uterus thickens to protect the uterus. B, the lining in the uterus thickens as it absorbs the unwanted waste of the embryo. C, the lining in the uterus thickens to protect the embryo during its development. D, the lining in the uterus thickens to prepare for the possible implantation of the embryo so that it can continue to develop safely in the uterus. Great faith.
D.
D, ladies and gentlemen, is the right answer. A round of applause. Contestant 4, general knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please speak into the microphone and buzz to indicate your preparedness for the question. This is your question. Identify this minister. KBK.
Can it?
KBK, you buzzed and then you decided to pass. Bonus to Great Faith.
Yeah, I'll say Edichum.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Yao Osei Adichum. That is the minister responsible for your education. Identify this country flag. Great Faith.
Ukraine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ukraine is the right answer. Contestants, thank you. Let's invite your colleagues. All of you, please join us on stage. And it has been very educating, entertaining, and an eye-opener to many of the schools competing in the competition. And for those who are watching us at home, this is the end of Contest 2 of the Sharks Quiz competition, Season 5. Let's find out the marks we had at the end of round 4. At the end of round 4, KBK International School, unfortunately, had 0 points. Great Faith Rockery with 30 points. Put your hands together for them. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, it brings us to the final marks that the schools got at the end of the competition. So remember, during the beginning of the competition, Great Faith International said they had won already. KBK International said they had won already, and Great Faith also was hoping to win. These are the marks at the end of the competition. KBK International School, unfortunately, had 80 points. A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. Great Faith International School had 115 points. Contestants, congratulations to all of you for participating in the competition. You've made yourselves proud, you've made your schools proud, and you are all winners. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the contestants again. Thank you so much, contestants. Thank you, thank you. Let me take some few words from KBK International School. You were hoping to win. How does this feel now?
So, congratulations to the other school. But then we tried, but our best wasn't enough. So, hopefully next time we'll take the trophy away.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. Congratulations to the other school's sportsmanship there. And that is the end of the first episode of the Sharks Quiz Season 5. My name is Noble Crosby Annan, and the competition continues. It promises to offer you a lot of education and entertainment. Remember, we're committed to the holistic development of students. We'll meet again. Bye-bye.
Go to www.thesharksquiz.com for questions and answers and for more information.
Wanted a fun day out with your family without compromising on the experience? This Easter Monday, families, church groups, corporate brands, music brands, choirs, get ready for the biggest Jolly Jamboree experience as Jeanette Services presents the maiden edition of Family Fest. It's going to be a day of captivating entertainment, music, fashion, games, and food with lots of musical performances by Joe Mettle, Celestine Donko, Akese Brimpong, and many more. Date, Monday 18th of April 2022. Venue, Enclave Gardens, East Legon, 10 a.m. sharp. Rate, 50 cedis for adults and 20 for kids, plus free giveaways. For family packages, ticket reservations, sponsorship, and stands, call 0248 810 396. This event is powered by 33.19, official media partner, MX24 TV.
Your Saturday nights just got better.
With unimaginable excitement.
10 toes, one girl, make it touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. Ow, ow, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The most heated rap battles.
Squad for the work with soldiers, but on your campo, Bema.
I blow you menace ready, it be me with the top. Godzilla self chop, who be King Kong.
And of course, your A-list celebrity interviews.
I've always said this though, there can only be one Bob Marley, so definitely there should be one episode.
Me? The threesome.
Orafu wa comedy woman de. Yeah. Nyansa. Don't fuck. Lighter.
With myself, Operiwa.
I'm Jason Alay, and I do this with the man,
DJ Varosky.
Why the party there today? Hey mama, hey, I ever say.
No topic is off limits.
The pain of experiencing a miscarriage is something that can crumple your world. We're talking postpartum bodies and everything in between. And they share their story on their battle with infertility. The touching stories of the African woman rolls before you.
I was disappointed in God, in life, in myself.
How many losses have you had?
After that, we had 4 more.
What?